no reason for a senior leader to change that analysis or prevent it from being produced and disseminated. It's incredibly important for the integrity of the intelligence process.
Colonel Derek Harvey on this program right before the break, discussing the story that appeared in the Daily Beast, saying that our intelligence assessments on ISIS were changed to present a better picture politically, according to the Obama administration. Let's talk about that more now with Republican Congressman Ted Poe of Texas. He joins us via telephone. Ted is the chairman of the House Subcommittee on Terrorism, part of the larger Committee on Foreign Affairs. Ted, as always, we thank you for your time on Newsmax Prime. You've heard these stories. What are you hearing in terms of the whistleblowers in the intelligence apparatus, and what picture has been presented to you at this point, Ted?
I'm hearing what now the American public is hearing, and it's very disturbing, and that is that our intelligence community, there are several in the intelligence field that go out and get information about the bad guys. They write their reports in an objective way, and that goes up the command, and now it seems, at least in Central Command, the Middle East, that some of those, according to the IG, Inspector General, may have been changed to look like the information is different than what the people on the ground have found out. Different in the sense that the information doesn't show the truth about the actions of terrorist groups like ISIS, that they are worse than the report finally, after it's edited and scrubbed a little bit and spiked, as y'all used to say in the news media, is spiked by upper echelon individuals. It makes it look like it's a rosier picture, and the ISIS aren't quite as bad as the report
Ted,
initially said.
Let me ask you this, Ted, because you're an old lawyer and judge. You've been able to judge people's behavior. Do you ever feel in the recent past that anyone has lied to you about our intelligence?
I don't know. I wouldn't use the word lied. I would use given misinformation. Their motives, I don't know, but the information has not been always accurate that I have received.
So, and part of the challenge is the intelligence process is where you take information and you attempt to forecast what goes on. So that is a bit enshrouded in mystery. Ted, let me move to another subject, and that is this proposed nuclear agreement with Iran. Yesterday, it looked like the House was going to vote on it. It was held up. Your old Texas colleague, Ted Cruz, the senator, was speaking at that rally saying, hey, wait a minute. John Boehner and Mitch McConnell could stop this based on the Corker-Cardin Act, in terms of the fact that Congress doesn't know all the side agreements. Your take on Senator Cruz's assessment?
Well, the House has taken up legislation today, and I just debated it on the House floor, to require the president to give us all of the side deals, the secret deals, the other agreements that has not been given to Congress, because the Coker bill that the president signed said members of Congress are entitled to all of the information about the Iranian deal before they are obligated to vote up or down on it. The legislation that is going to pass the House, I think in a few minutes, will reaffirm that. Mr. President, you haven't given us all the information. Give us all of the information before the 60-day clock of approval of the Iranian deal starts to even run. And so that's what we're doing. We want the information. We know there's a deal between the IAEA and Iran about inspections, and maybe their self-inspections, the nerve that they would have the burglars deciding to inspect themselves, so to speak. Therefore, this will pass, and that'll be the first piece of legislation. There'll be a total of, I think, 3 bills that we will hear. But we want to see the other agreement.
But what happens?
Already the law, we have the right to see those agreements.
Absolutely, and you're a man of the law in addition to being a lawmaker. So what happens if President Obama ignores Corker-Cardin and just moves ahead with this?
There are those of us in the House, we are ready for all legal options and not above or even considering filing lawsuit to require that the president follow the law that he signed. So we're going to do everything we can lawfully to kill the Iranian agreement that this government, our government, made with this rogue regime in Iran.
All right, we've got about a minute 15 remaining. Need to get your take on Hillary Clinton. The Justice Department today coming out saying she didn't break the law, that those emails were lawful. Your take on that, Ted?
Well, it's suspicious now what the Justice Department said. It's I'm not sure how I am going to come out on that situation. It's just interesting that it's interesting the Justice Department has made this.
Let me just ask you this, since you also serve on the Judiciary Committee, 15 seconds left. Can you envision the Attorney General or somebody from Justice being called in before the House Judiciary Committee to explain this?
Yes. The Attorney General, whoever it is. And we know that the Attorney General's office has used its power to make political decisions rather than, I think, lawful decisions. I don't know if this is another one or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
Congressman Ted Poe from Capitol Hill tonight. Sir, we thank you for your time. Obviously, these stories command more of our attention, and we'll keep an eye on them. We'll also be back with more Newsmax Prime right after this.